Yo, what's good? Let's get it. Quick video. Coming back from my aunt's. I was talking to my uncle, and we were just talking about slavery, right? Like modern day slavery. And essentially the point is the vast majority of people live and work in servitude to a small population of people, right? Like the wealthy, right? Like working class to wealthy. And the kind of idea is that you pay somebody enough so their needs are met, right? Like housing, food, etc. Like anything else like that, like water or whatever. It's just so their basic needs can be met, but not enough where they can then kind of invest in other kind of financial vehicles, right? So say businesses or whatever, like anything like wealthy people use to increase their money. What's going on here? Jeez Louise. And because that's like the base, that's like the model of civilization, right? Is that you want to get the majority of people busy, keep them doing something, basically string them along, and not give them too much free time. Not too much free time on their hands, because then that kind of leads them to do other things. And we saw that with the pandemic, right? When people, we still see now, when people got pandemic checks and then got a taste of the good life, right? Maybe you weren't working, and there was like a meme or whatever. It was like remember during the pandemic when everybody was like doing hobbies and blah blah blah, like all that stuff, and like we realized this is the kind of life we're supposed to be living, you know, not working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, or 5 days a week, whatever it may be. And this is true because you give people time and they're not slaves. So there's a quote, I forget who it is, maybe I'll put it in the description, but I think it was Plato or somebody's like, what defines a slave, right? And he was basically saying, if like roughly, if more than half of your day is spent at work or elsewhere, like doing stuff like work, like commuting, work. So basically, if you're working for more than half of your day, like you are a slave, because you don't have more than half of your day for yourself, which in his kind of broad definition, maybe it's Jung, Carl Jung, but I forget who said it or who was talking about it, but basically the point was, if you don't have time to do what you want to do during your day, you are essentially a slave, right? And that's kind of something I've grappled with over the years, right? Because my father works a lot, and partly by choice, partly by necessity, like multiple jobs. So it's kind of been a complicated relationship because I see what he does, and I know that's not the type of life I want to live. Just because I see him leave the house before 7, and today is his birthday, and the only reason he's coming home at a reasonable time is because like I'm making dinner for him. And it's something I struggle with, because then where's the incentive to then live a life where you raise a family and all that stuff if you know that you're not going to be able to do what you actually want to do, right? And we're like, oh, you could say, oh, but that's like love, and that's what you do, blah blah blah. And it's like, well, that's only what you do because like you have to, right? After a certain point, right? If you're not in that position, then it doesn't matter. You can still do whatever you want to do. So, well, leave it at that. Modern day slavery. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.